H-Town, what it do? My name is Nick Stevenson. I am the self-appointed president of Houston Sports. That handsome man to my left is Ruben Calvillo, Mr. 713. Welcome to episode number 60 of the Twin Toros podcast. Ruben, before you pay some bills, I think you and I both agreed we're going to give this one up to Earl Cochran.
Hmm.
May he rest in peace. I know when the Texans came back on the Jaguars, his our head coach had Earl Cochran heavy on his mind, heavy on his heart. So we're going to give this one up to him. Shout out to him, RIP, and condolences to his family and the entire Houston Texans family, man, because we know that even though he wasn't, he's not in the echelon of J.J. Watt or, even D'Amico Ryans himself as a player. But Houston Texans are family over there on Kirby. So we're going to give this one up to them. Go ahead and pay them bills, man, before we get into episode 60, though.
No, absolutely no RIP. And, whenever you wear the red, white, and blue and that bull on that helmet, man, you are family no matter what.
Amen.
Yes, this episode is brought to you and powered by Sleeper. The NFL season is here, which means you now have a chance to 1,000 times your cash on daily fantasy football. Football has never been more exciting than it is now with players like Davis Mills, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Justin Jefferson. Pick on stats for these stars like touchdowns, passing yards, receiving yards, fantasy points, and more for up to 1,000 times payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right, and you could win big. Use promo code 713HOU, and you get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. They're also doing a free $20 entry. No deposit needed. Just type in 713HOU.
Beautiful, beautiful. Ruben, you think anybody's picking up Davis Mills on their fantasy squad this week?
I
Going
don't
up
know.
against
I don't know.
the Buffalo Bills.
I will be hitting the over on Nico Collins yards though.
Okay, okay. Man, I don't know how to feel about this one. Let's get into it because a lot has happened since the last time you and I did an episode. You have three horrible quarters versus Jacksonville. Then you have the best quarter of the season. Then you're going up against a 1-8 Titans team. I don't know about you, but I expected this offense, even with Davis Mills at quarterback, to put up some points fairly early. Obviously, they did not do that. 0 points going into halftime, and then you went on a field goal at the end. Davis Mills in both of those games, though, had some brilliant moments. Brilliant moments. I'm talking about throws that only the top guys in the league you see make. I think specifically the one to Nico Collins on the sideline. I mean, it right in the breadbasket. Perfect throw. It's the type of throw that makes you think, okay, if he can do that consistently, then it's not going to matter that he's our backup quarterback. The Houston Texans are going to have a chance to win. The defense continues to ball out. Amazing. Number one defense in the league. Were you not impressed with the defense? In which
No.
game? The Jacksonville game?
Yeah. No, yeah, the Titans game was not impressed.
Oh, really? The Titans game?
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you
only gave
not
up 13 points.
did you not at any point feel like we were going to lose this football game because we could not stop the Tennessee Titans offense? They were moving the football on us pretty well. And that's with losing Calvin Ridley early in the first quarter. I mean, they have a deep play on 3rd and 16. Kamari Lassiter gets beat.
Hmm.
They score in the red zone. And now we're thinking, all right, well, we need to have a game winning moment here. We shouldn't have been in this situation. Last time you went against this Tennessee Titans offense, they put up nothing. There
Hmm.
were moments where the pass rush wasn't there in quarters 1 and 2, and then in quarters 3 and 4, you saw Daniil Hunter and Will Henderson Jr. eat. So it wasn't as dominant as the numbers say. There was some moments that had you just looking left to right and saying, "What's
Yeah.
going on?"
I think they had some busted coverages. I think they were picking on the injured secondary a little bit. And there were a couple of, I guess, what you would call explosives.
There was
And
one busted coverage that made it to TikTok where Texans absolutely a blown coverage. I mean, this play it would have been for like a 60-yard touchdown.
yeah,
Cam
he
Moore
dropped it.
just doesn't see him. No, no, no. There's multiple, but the one that glared out was just Cam Moore just doesn't see him,
Mm,
and just doesn't even look his way. Then there's the one that you brought up where just a horrible pass by him.
yeah.
Uh,
It was number 12, Shipley, not
yeah,
Shipley.
but if a better quarterback was out there,
Yeah.
you know,
Uh,
it would have been a nasty day for the defense. The offense, I like how you brought up that there were some moments of brilliance. Despite the offense looking the same, and that's not a dig at Davis Mills, but You've been inconsistent at running the football all year. You've
Hmm.
been consistent at the offensive line all year. You get to the goal line, which they did on their first drive. You don't punch it in. You get bailed out by by a penalty. So you get another chance. You go for it on fourth down. Woody Marks misses on a block. Davis Mills gets sacked. So
Yeah.
your inability to once again punch it in from the 1 and 2 yard line. So the struggles were still there, but Davis Mills was able to overcome these struggles. Multiple throws on third and long. You brought up that one to Nico Collins. That was a great play. And that was a great play by Nico getting 2 feet in bounds.
For sure.
Davis Mills has done just enough, these last 2 weeks well, I mean, the first game was superhuman right in quarter four. But
Right.
you look at the last 2 games, he's 2-0. And I told people this is how Davis Mills is, right? The first half of the game, it's not there.
Right.
But towards the end, things start clicking. And if you're somewhat there, you have an opportunity to steal one. You stole one against the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I'll say that. To me, the most impressive thing about him is when he's had time, he's been accurate. The problem and the reason CJ Stroud will remain the starting quarterback of this team is because when he's pressured, he's been awful. I think he's like 11 for 31 whenever he's pressured. So everybody who's Mills Mafia, love you, respect you, but you're
Shout
just
out to
wrong.
Mills Mafia. They deserve all this trash talk. And
Yeah, you can talk your shit right now for
he
sure. But the
deserves a lot of
idea,
praise.
no, for sure. I mean, what is he? He's 2-0, 2
2 and
and
0.
2-0 as a starter already.
And I don't
So
care how you win them when you're a backup quarterback because you're not even supposed to be in a
yeah,
situation.
I mean, bro, he ran in the game winner
That's
against
what I'm saying.
Jacksonville.
Like,
Like,
there's been moments where he looks great. There's been moments where the offense looks, good.
yeah,
Um, it's the it's gonna get real interesting how the talks are if he pulls this off in
if he beats the
Buffalo.
Bills, yeah,
Because then it's gonna be like, man, this is now 3 wins in a row, your biggest win of the season. I know who
right.
the starting quarterback is. That's CJ Stroud. But I think the most impressive thing from Davis Mills, and I think this is something that CJ Stroud should take and and use on himself, is the way Davis Mills is. Right? When you talk about his poise, when you
Mm,
talk about nonchalant, that's exactly what Davis Mills is, right? He
yeah,
brought up how his wife got mad at, like gets mad at him, like, you don't care that happened. He's like, no, next play mentality, ice cold killer. So
yeah,
that's what
I,
I hope CJ Stroud could grow in, because CJ Stroud's body language is absolutely horrible. He's brought it up himself, so much so it's been
yeah,
on even Barstool.
for
PFT
sure.
said it doesn't even look like he wants to be in Houston. So, um, there's a lot
Yeah,
of good in Davis Mills doing what he did the last 2 weeks, and he's kept your season alive. He's got you at 500, and this is like a reality check for CJ Stroud. Like, hey,
hmm,
look at what this guy's doing, and he's overcoming the things that you are also going through.
hmm,
Um, let's go, CJ. And CJ Stroud, he's still very young,
for
right?
sure.
This is what year five for Mills Millie, year six.
5 or 6.
Yeah,
He was
so
drafted the same year as Nico. So
Nico Frico. Let me. I don't know. I don't know where
I
my.
think he was drafted the same year as Nico. He was a third round pick, and Nico
Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah. No. Davis Mills was the first Nick Casario pick,
yeah.
and then that
And
was also
he's a perfect backup quarterback.
he's a perfect
And
back. So this is 1, 2, 3. So this is year 5 for Davis Mills. So he has
he's
definitely
been a starter
progressed.
before. Yeah,
Yeah, and he's been a starter before, and we know how those times went. There was a reason why we were picking number 2
yeah.
overall and selected CJ Stroud. But Davis Mills, he deserves a lot of praise. I give him a B plus. Um,
I'm
it
gonna
just go ahead.
I want to piggyback off of what you said. At any point, if the camera catches Davis Mills on the sideline, you don't know if he's up by 20 or down by 20.
Uh-huh.
He's the same every single time. He throws a bad throw. He doesn't look frustrated. He just, I mean, every now and again you might see him wince a little bit, but you're 100% right. And that's one of the knocks on CJ has been that he doesn't have the body language of a leader, because a leader is supposed to be unshakable. No matter what's happening, you look to that quarterback, and if that quarterback's not panicking, then you feel like, okay, I don't need to panic because he's got me. And that is one thing that CJ could work on. I know it's his personality. He's an emotional person.
Mhm.
And that's cool. Like, I want CJ to be mad when they lose. Like, I don't want somebody who doesn't care. But at the same time, you want a leader on the field who is going to instill confidence in the rest of the team, no matter what happens. It is so strange to me. We've been talking about this defense. Daniil Hunter did not get a sack until the Jacksonville game, and he went all ham and got 4 or 3.5, and I think he now has 4.5 on the season because he caught one against the Titans. How do you feel about Daniil Hunter after this season? I know he got a contract extension, but how are you feeling about him in general? Like, he's starting to get up there in age.
Yeah, well, he also had 2 sacks in week 2 against Tampa Bay, and then two
Did he
against
have
Tennessee.
two?
Yeah, so he had 2 against Tampa Bay in week 2, 2 against Tennessee. Then he went cold. Baltimore 0, Seattle 0, San Fran 0,
That's right.
Denver 0. So, we were putting out APBs for Daniil Hunter, and an explosion against Jacksonville. He has 3.5 sacks. He should have had 4. He split the half with Henry Tuotuo. This week against Tennessee, they came in the fourth quarter, but they came nonetheless. He had 1.5 sacks, shared another one with Tommy Togai. And Tommy Togai is someone that we had to talk about because he has
Yeah.
been a diamond in the rough for the Houston Texans. But in regards to the new Hunter, I mean, players like him, they have these rough patches. But what I liked is that he followed up a 3.5 sack performance with a 1.5 sack performance.
Yeah.
And now when you look at how many sacks he's in there for the season, he's at 9. He's at 9, and we still have,
I
you
forgot
know,
about the week 1 and week 2.
yeah,
That's
like we still have a hell of a way to go. He's gonna end up with double digit sacks if he keeps. Well, I mean, he's one away from double digit
yeah.
sacks. So
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Daniil Hunter. Well, now I'm not after back to back. I mean,
Yeah.
right when you look at it, 2 games, 5 sacks. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you just need
I'm
him
just
against
curious,
Buffalo.
man. It's gonna. I'm not saying he's not gonna be here, but I think the Texans, whatever record they have at the end of this season, is gonna determine a little bit how this team looks going forward. And I don't want to jump too far ahead because you got a really big game this week. You got a chance to be over 500.
Well, he's like the second highest paid edge in the NFL. So where's he gonna go?
No, I'm not saying he's gonna go anywhere. I'm just saying, like, how are you feeling about him? Like, are you as confident moving forward that you have the most dynamic pass rush on both sides?
With the 9 sack guy, yes, I am.
Okay, that's fair. Like I said, I was forgetting about those first 2 weeks, and he did go cold for 3, 4 weeks in a row, but he seems to be back. I mean, I don't have any complaints about the defense, honestly, whether he's getting sacks or not. I agree with you. They gave up some busted in the Titans game. I think that, like I said, I think Jalen Petrie was more missed in that game than he was in the Jaguars game. The Jaguars game, it was just the offense putting the defense in terrible position by turning over the ball on their side of the field and whatnot. But I don't know, man. In Texans history, most of the biggest wins in their franchise history, ironically, have come through a backup quarterback.
Mm.
You think about who holds some of the biggest wins. I mean, our first playoff berth was T.J. Yates. Our first playoff win was T.J. Yates. T.J. Yates had some big ones. Um, we've had a lot of big wins from backups. Case Keenum won a couple of big ones. So, I'm
Daniil
not,
Hunter's fourth in the league in sacks, by the way.
is he?
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, yeah, you get almost 4 in 1 game.
Will Anderson
That'll get
Jr.
you
is
up there.
seventh.
Yeah,
Will
Will.
Anderson Jr. is getting 5 sacks. Dude, if they keep on going like this, you might have 2 15 sack guys.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And if they do that, you got to feel good. The Texans have had Josh Allen's number for the past several
Bro,
years
he
now.
looked horrible
Yes,
against us. He looked horrible.
I believe
Not
that was the worst
horrible.
game of his career, huh? Last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, we beat him in the playoffs with Deshaun.
I thought that was Peterman.
No. We beat him last year.
That
With
was Josh Allen. Okay.
we beat him last year with Deshaun. Um then we beat him last year, and he
Yeah.
had, I think, one of the worst quarterback ratings ever in
Yeah.
NFL history. and
Yeah.
it was the only stain on his MVP season. So you're gonna have an opportunity to, make him look silly. And would that surprise you? A opposing quarterback looking silly in the city of Houston?
No, not at
No.
all.
So there's still a chance somehow, some way, it's gonna come down to number 10.
Yeah.
Um,
Battle Red, baby.
Battle Red,
H Town
and
in the
and I don't
crib.
know what our record is in those red uniforms, but I know it's not good. So
They've only had them for 2 seasons, right?
yeah, you lost against the Eagles,
Yeah.
and then you
I
lost
think they
against
will
the
play Ball.
Lions.
Was it the Lions? What were they wearing when they played Baltimore and on Christmas? Weren't
It was H
they
Town
were
blue.
on the H Town? Okay, that's right. That's right. All I know is that when you say Battle Red, when you say Liberty White, when you say Deep Steel Blue, like that's supposed to
We're
get
always losing in Battle Red.
like in the history of the
Like in
team.
history, we're always losing.
They usually, I don't know, because I feel like they used to always do it against Jacksonville, and I
That
know
was the only team you could beat.
that's the only team we could beat.
But I remember you were wearing Battle Red against the Ravens on Monday Night Football. Ed Reed pick six.
Yeah.
You were Battle Red when you were 1-7 and you came back on Sunday Night Football with Case Keenum. You lost that game. There was another year where you lost to the Eagles on Battle
Mhm.
Red with Mark Sanchez as the quarterback. So not a lot of history with Battle Red. I don't know why
Yeah.
it's really liked. I had to check the
I think
record.
it's just because it looks cool and it sounds cool, maybe. But yeah, I would. I just need something to get Texans fans in their seats early, be loud, and
Oh,
get their
well,
place
it's
pumped
gonna
up.
be Thursday. It's gonna be packed. We're gonna be at the Blue Lot, Lot 28, Lone
There you
Star
go.
Trail Gators, right before my birthday. So I'm excited.
That is exciting, man. When's your birthday exactly, if you don't mind?
November 22nd.
November 22nd. Beautiful. Now I'll make sure I send you a little something, something.
Yeah, I need that. I need a little 20.
Birthday present. Birthday present, and congratulations on 60 episodes of
Yeah.
Twin Toros, man. I've had a blast doing this with you. Looks like you guys had a lot of fun out at your watch party, and I don't know, you're doing big things. You got another show with Wheelhouse, man. Attack on Texans. Everything Texas, man. Have you thought about doing anything else? Houston
Nah,
sports?
I feel like it's too late now.
You think so? Like you're the Texans guy. Everybody knows you as the Texans
Yeah,
guy.
the Texans guy. And plus it doesn't really work out numbers wise well if you do Texans, Astros, and Rockets. You have to be one.
That's true. That's true.
So
If the Rockets keep
shout
balling
out to
though,
the
man.
Rockets. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing some watch parties.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
I could do.
Yeah, for sure. They got some big primetime games
Dude,
coming
so
up
we
too.
went to the Rockets game against the Mavericks, and it's me, Jacob, Caleb, and Jose.
Hmm.
And me, Caleb, and Jose, we're getting slaughtered, right? We're slamming. Jacob next to us, who's a diehard Rockets fan, who'd rather see the Rockets win than the Texans. And
Hmm.
he'll tell you that himself.
Yeah.
Stressing the whole game. Can't even have fun. Can't even drink a beer. Shout out to Sleeper.
Wait, you talking about the Dallas game where we stomped their ass? Why was he nervous?
We
You
didn't
talking about
stop.
this season when they
Yeah,
Cooper Flag
yeah, Cooper Flag.
didn't do shit in that game?
Yeah,
Why was he stressed? Maybe it was.
because that's how he is for Rockets games.
Okay, I feel you. I feel you. I'm the same way. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really yell at the TV a lot during the Texans game. I try to. I don't know. The Rockets sometimes they turn the ball over too much, bro. It
They
pisses
bring it
me
out of
off.
you.
Yes, the Rockets. I mean, I grew up. I started with the Rockets. Obviously the Texans are a younger franchise. So I'm just curious, man, because you're killing it in the Texans game. Everybody, it's your staple. Everybody knows 713 Houston Sports is where you go for Texans coverage. So obviously, you guys are watching this show on that channel. If you have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that subscribe button and follow Ruben and all of his content. You can find me at Houston Sports State of the Union on YouTube. I'm at Podhost Nick on TikTok. And I got a couple of projects too. Texans Bloodline, doing Twin Toros, Houston Sports State of the Union. So you guys hit those subscribe buttons. Follow us on our socials. I'll leave some link tree. I'm going to put both of our link trees in the description this
Oh
time because
yeah.
you have a link tree also. So I'm going to make sure they're both there. And you guys follow us on our stuff, man. And we will talk to you guys after, hopefully, It's my superstitious here, so I'm knocking on wood. The Texans will be one game over 500
Can
the
you
next time
imagine?
I talk to you, brother. Man, you ain't gonna be able to tell. I'm not gonna lie. If Davis Mills beats Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, you ain't gonna be able to tell me shit. I'm gonna be talking so much shit for 1 week. Like you're gonna think that we won the
Then
Super
you got
Bowl
CJ
just for
against
1 week.
Indy.
Just for one
CJ
week.
against Indy in the Stroud
Oh
House.
my god, dude.
In the Stroud House. And then can you
I'm trying not
imagine?
to look too far ahead, but you got some winnable games. The Chiefs are not lighting the world
Yeah,
on
you got
fire.
Indy, you got
The
you got the
Cardinals.
Chiefs, you got the Cardinals, you got the Raiders, you got the Chargers. That's 5 games right there. That's 10 wins.
Mm,
You see, I didn't even include this Buffalo game. I didn't include this Buffalo game
yeah,
in those 5 wins. So
yeah.
I have to take care of business. Episode brought to you and powered by Sleeper. Get $100 deposit match up to $100. Promo code 713. We love you guys. Have a very blessed day.
Love you, Rube. Talk to you later, man.